All right, next up we have Web3 and travel with Michael Ross from Sleep, and he's going to tell us how Sleep is taking the travel world by storm. And right before we're starting, I'm just going to go ahead and put this NFT first sign in the correct location, just like Sleep gets you.
In the meanwhile, we'll start. So good luck, Frans. We'll get this back on the wall. In the previous panel session, I did actually it failed, so I don't hope it will be in the same conversation now. I'm going to share a bit about Web3 and travel, so how we're actually disrupting the Web2 booking giants, as we want to do, and actually get the control back to users and lead to hotels. I want to start with this one. The banks, they don't like Bitcoin. Taxis don't like Uber. Hotels, they don't like Airbnb. Bookstores, they don't like Amazon. Cinemas don't like Netflix. And oil companies don't like Tesla. So innovation is not always like the many. I think many of you know the website of this platform. It's a company worth $100 billion. It's called Booking.com. They seem to be pretty active in Web2. So I'm pretty impressing if you're just making a search that actually everything you see is not so relevant for me as a user. So I was making a search, just say as an example, Palma de Mallorca, 2 adults and 1 kid. And this was the photos I'm seeing. For me, it was surprising that the pictures which you see, it's not for me as a user really relevant. Right? I have a kid of 3. If I see the balcony on the left top, doesn't look so safe. I know how active he is. Probably he'll be downstairs. Then I see indeed downstairs a business center. Well, if I go with my wife, she doesn't allow me to go to a business center. Even on the right picture on the top, you don't even see the hotel because the reviews is over the hotel when you see on the top. And the review, what you see is actually not connected to me as a traveler. So there's zero relevance to me as a user. And I was surprised if you have a super large team, thousands of employees, and the biggest in the space that you don't even know how to really address the right hotels for the right user. So there's a lack, I would say, of personalization based on, on your preferences, but also there's a lack if you're looking at the offers. So as I mentioned before, we're using quite a lot of AI to actually make sure that we recommend the right properties to the right users. So we always say AI we're using to find the right place. Then we're using Web3, which many of you are in this space, to make actually sure that we receive personalized offers. Make sure the offers you're receiving is just for you, unique. So I would say it's the perfect match to build the next web OTA. Again, I made the search already explained to you, and for me it was so surprising that everything is not relevant. But you have the information. If I search on 2 adults and 1 kid, you know it's a family. It's not a single guy. You know the information, so why not using it? So therefore, we can make those things much relevant. It's a bit lacking what is with the design, but that's fine. The same with the hotel photos. If you're looking at photos, there's a lot of information on the picture what can be used. Some people prefer a more modern design room. Some people, if you travel with a family, maybe more spacious. Some people want to know if there's a TV or coffee machine. And the funny thing is, the information is not even available because the hotels don't even know, or don't even know what's on the picture. So we're just identifying every photo, which means if you love and prefer a more modern room, and we see this in your past behavior, we share the same kind of hotels for you. The content, there's so much information available. So based on the information of the properties, we also know this one is more relevant for you, right? If you're traveling with kids, you want to have kids facilities. And it is pretty logic for many of you, but if you just have searching for a stay and you see 1,200 hotels, it takes you hours to find the right property. And people have pre-booking stress, and stress is not good, believe me. So there's a lot of information available. Again, I give you some examples of business travelers and family travelers. What is important? For business, Wi-Fi is important. Safety for kids is important, of course. If you travel with for example, with your partner, of course, you want to have some nice facilities, or maybe you want to have indeed a romantic dinner. So again, some hotels are more relevant for the users, or show information which is more relevant, right? It could be the same hotel, maybe a mixed hotel. It could be you just want to have a hotel and just want to have going in here because of the co-working facilities and there's a spa, etc. That's why you're using Mix. But it could also be because you're going to NFT Fest, right? Second time I felt when I'm speaking. So it means also that actually the usage and the information you could see about the hotel could be more relevant for you because you're going here. I don't go too much in with personalization anymore, but it's the same with descriptions. They could be completely for you dedicated, which means indeed you could see, oh, you're going with a 3-year-old kid. How do we know? Because you have to enter this during the search. So also the information, the personalization based, the description based on your input is much more relevant for you as a user. So therefore, I'm super proud we built the first hotel booking platform on-chain. I built a hotel booking before in Web2, it was quite successful, but still I saw as well there's a lot of things can be improved there. There's legacy, there's a lot of, I'll say, traditional APIs, it doesn't make sense, a lot of middlemen. So we want to remove as much as possible. So we're using blockchain and the AI to make sure that the user has the best deal, which is relevant, but also, of course, regarding prices. Bookings technically become NFTs, which is also interesting, which means you own the reservation, which is not the case if you go to the bad guys like Booking.com, which means you own the reservation. It's up to you what you do with your reservation. So if you can't travel, you decided to go to NFT Fest, but even unfortunately you can't go anymore, you can give it to someone else, you can sell it to someone else, instead of just having an unsold room. So you have the flexibility back, and here's mentioned 350,000 hotels. We actually reached, by last week, we reached 1 million properties. So I'll update this one soon. So we reached already 1 million properties on the platform in a period of 9 months. So it goes quite quick there. And I think it's very important as well, what is most relevant for users. Like, it's cool that you're all building personalization and using blockchain and already cool, fancy words, but the most important for users is still the price. And we are cheaper than Booking Expedia. It's between 12 and 17%, we're cheaper than Booking Expedia. So it also does make sense to use blockchain instead of only using it as a cool buzzword. It does make a lot of sense as well, because we're removing quite a lot of legacy systems in between. We have closed user group base, we call them, so especially for you as a user. And we try to make the UI also a bit more sexy, a bit more differently than this awful looking Booking.com. I mentioned already as well, we're using blockchain, so people has to connect their wallet, or we're creating a wallet for you, which means you can connect your social account and we're creating a wallet for you, and you have the Web3 experience. But also the whole process is done on chain, which means if you're making a reservation, if you cancel the reservations, pricing, availability, inventory, it's all done in smart contracts. By doing this, actually, you can remove a lot of middlemen, which is 2 free channels in between, eventually as well to result in a better deal for you as a user. What is also very nice, of course, we have many people in here just playing and playing with cryptocurrencies. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but let's hope you all win and make some profits there, which means also you can spend them, right? So you can also spend over 200 cryptocurrencies on the platform. Yes, we also accept credit card, even though less than 1% of the users paying with credit card on the platform. So yes, people like this as well because they can spend their crypto. We're supporting over 200, so from Bitcoin, ApeCoin, everything what we have, you can use it on our platform. So how does it work? Actually, you make the search, you use your current wallet, or we're creating a wallet for you. The request is actually certified on chain. Hotels responding with this one in a matter of seconds. It's all fully automatically. Then you have your deal, your actually your personalized offer, which means she can have a different deal than you. It could be all individualized based on previous booking experience. And actually you can have a fair deal, which is better in the market. And you have the same, I always say, you have the same hotel, you have the same breakfast, same pillow, but you're saving on your stay. And your booking becomes an NFT. So soon, by next year, we also open a secondary market, so you're able to resell your reservation. I mentioned the AI part already, so what we actually built there. Before I gave some example what they could do, and actually we're using this information to make sure that we know, because often hotels don't even know what is actually on the room pictures. Don't make it too technical, but there's a lot of information available based on your search behavior, on the pictures, on the amenities, facilities the hotels have, but also based on previous reviews. Because one hotel could be, for a family travel, could be great, but for business travel, could be awful. So of course, we're also using this information if you're searching for Paris, that some hotels showing up higher for business travelers than for individuals. So there's a lot of information available. Unfortunately, not many doing this or using this information. I'm happy we do, so make a better experience. We launched only 8 months ago, but we work with amazing communities out there. So indeed, for example, for AFES, we're one of the recommended partners. We work with Etihad. So we have a lot of partnerships in place. Also now, I will say our infrastructure will be available in different applications, which means wallets. So in different wallets, actually what you're using for buying and selling your crypto, you'll be able soon to actually book your hotel, and will be seamless integration there. So those things we're working on, and by next month we're going to launch the first. And actually also there will be Telegram bot, you can book hotels in Telegram and a few more cool stuff. So yeah, we keep building and keep cooking, as I say, in Web3. So again, we launched only 8-9 months ago. So far it's a cool journey. What is very cool, and one of the most exciting things I think I ever done is an NFT collection with very cool utility. I think it's this one. So we're going to launch it soon, so you have kind of an alpha in here. And we're going to tokenize every city in our platform, which means every city could be owned by someone. So she could have Brussels, he could have Düsseldorf, he could have Amsterdam. Which means if he has Amsterdam and you booking to Amsterdam, because he owns Amsterdam, he get rewarded because he's the owner of Amsterdam. I can't mention the percentage because otherwise it's a security, but there will be a decent amount is going back actually to the user, actually for his rewarding. So he get rewarded actually in points, what he can use on the platform to actually book hotels and get rewarded. So it's pretty cool. You can own a city on a platform. There's only one per city, only one holder, so it's pretty unique. And going to be a very cool feature. So for sure, I've got some preferences. Only me as a founder can't own them. Will not be so fair. But of course, everybody would look to have the nice ones out there. So yeah, we're on a good track. Again, we launched only 8-9 months ago. We won a few awards, so which is pretty cool. So give us an extra boost and motivation to build harder, to work harder, and to make sure we're disrupting the industry. 1.5 weeks ago, I was in Los Angeles for recording of killer whales. So we're participating there. So you'll see a bit more about us later this year on TV and Amazon Prime and on Apple TV. It went well. Can't share the results, but it went good. So yeah, we really want to build a next-gen OTA. So I hope when I'm going to be here again in 10 years maybe, that actually we took over, I would say, the market-leading position of Booking.com, bring some fairness back to the industry, what it deserves, which means hotels get actually better revenue and more fairness, but also you as a user has a better deal. So I want to end with this one. I can repeat them all, but let's start with the last one. I mentioned innovation is always liked, and for sure Booking.com doesn't like us, but we're here to disrupt the industry. I'm super happy we do so. Thank you so much. If you've got any questions about what we do, about me or our adventure, feel free to reach out. I think it goes to a link tree. Feel free to connect and enjoy your day today. But don't forget, indeed, the next time you have to book an hotel, use us, use sleep.io. Thank you.